Hamit Coscun burned a Koran outside the Turkish embassy not so long ago, rather effectively I thought, and was attacked with a knife in public by a Muslim nutter for insulting Islam, and also by a delivery boy on a bike. He was arrested, charged with disorderly behaviour in front of an untouchable, and found guilty a couple of days ago. I'm just going to focus on one part of the judge's remarks here. This will be starting at paragraph 18. That the conduct was disorderly is no better illustrated than by the fact that it led to serious public disorder involving him being assaulted by two different people. For one thing, interesting choice of words. Pay attention to what they're saying when they're not really thinking about how they're saying it. Public disorder involving him being assaulted by two different people. The public disorder didn't involve him being assaulted. The sum total of the disorder was the knife-wielding Muslim and the delivery rider. There was nothing else to dilute it. A judge in a different era who wasn't so totally focused on appeasing Muslims might have phrased it in such a way as to bring the actual attack into clearer focus. Something like public disorder, which consisted of two different people attacking him. It consisted of it. It didn't involve it. And also putting the Muslim attacker in the active rather than the passive being attacked by, and making it an attack rather than an assault. What would you call this? Is this an assault or is it an attack? So his being attacked demonstrates his disorder. When a demented Muslim comes after a man with a knife, the judge's interpretation of that through his worldview, his experiences, his opinions, everything in his life to date, is not murderous Muslim alert. His interpretation of that is victim's disorderly behaviour in provoking the Muslim. I mean, in the ordinary course of things, how many knife attacks do you see getting blamed on the victim? And it also absolutely follows a pattern. You remember the cops who were called to the scene of that grooming gang house by desperate fathers, and then the police arresting the fathers, not the Muslim rapists, and the underage victims themselves being accused of consenting to being raped. This is just the latest example in a long line of examples of Muslim appeasement. And then going on from there, a man took exception to him burning his holy book, and a passing delivery rider kicked him when he was on the floor. This is a man taking exception to him burning the Quran. Not coming at him with a knife to kill him, but taking exception. It's like saying Harold Shipman got a few prescriptions wrong. So, the multiple stabbing attempts demonstrate disorderly behaviour, but on the part of the person that the feral Muslim was targeting, not the Muslim himself. This is from a judgment in a UK court by a UK judge, by the way, and they're not expressed as his multiple attempts to stab him, but his taking exception to being provoked. And to put the icing on the cake, that feral Muslim will now not go to court until 2027, 2 years from now. This mindset of appeasement the judge is displaying here, as in blame the victim and then play down the manic Muslim attack, that mindset will get worse and worse as the Islamic population gets bigger and bigger. We carry on importing around 1,000 a day, and just how happy does he look at the end there, who then reproduce at the same rate as the current Muslim population, almost 3 per couple, while we can only manage a measly 1.4 per couple or so, and so our population gets smaller and smaller. And this just came out in the Telegraph. White British predicted to be a minority in Britain in just 40 years by 2063, and the Muslim population predicted to grow to almost 1 in 5 in just 75 years from now, at the end of the century, by which time the non-white population is 59%, putting the white population at 41%. And that means, on the basis of that prediction, that the Muslim population at around 20% will have reached fully half the size of the native British population at around 40% just 75 years from now. How do you think that mindset of appeasement this judge is showing now will look 75 years from now, when there's 1 Muslim for every 2 native British?